We have a good show in store. We have a returning guest, Drea, Brown Girl Boston. She brings a lot of content to the platform as well as a supporter of the platform. Tonight she has her partner, Miss Shamika Moore, who is her co-founder in the Careerist Project. How you doing, Shamika? Glad you could join us.
Oh, thank you for having me tonight.
All right, Shamika, tell us a little bit background on yourself. We know Drea.
Yes, I'm sure you do. I'm Shemaika Moore. I'm the quiet founder behind the group. She's more vocal than I am, but I'm Shemaika. I'm the founder and career coach of More Impactful Career. I started my business about 3 years ago, but before that, I worked, started my career off. I worked in a corporate office, MetLife Auto and Home, in the law and compliance department. And I transitioned to helping adjusters get jobs. I mean, more so making sure that they are accredited for their job. So making sure that they got all their licenses in check for each state. Then from there, I always wanted to teach. So I'm like, I'm going to teach. I got my master's, and my coworkers and boss was like, what are you doing? So, you're in your 20s, you think you know everything. You're like, I'm going to teach. I'm going to do what I want to do. So I ended up teaching at Job Corps for about 4 years. So I went the non-traditional route, teaching at Job Corps for 14 to 24 years old, more so like 16-year-olds. And that can be a burnt out job. Like, you're really more than just the instructor. You're the teacher, the mother, the aunt. They love you. They hate you. You're the problem solver. So it was a lot of work and very draining. So about after 4 years, I decided to go into adult education and teach adults, which is another challenge. I love my youth more than I love my adults. So with all of that, I ended up teaching adults how to use Word, Excel, Office administrative skills for both Job Corps and adult ed. And I ended up kind of just drifting into doing job development and workforce development and being a career coach and making sure I'm helping people find jobs, from doing their resumes, cover letters, actually applying for jobs for them, find them internships, the whole 9 yards. So there's from beginning to end, and then also making sure they retain their jobs, because we forget that it's easy to find a job, but it's hard to retain that job. So I was doing all of that for about 15 years now. It's been a while. I look younger than I am, but but it's been a long time. So I'm super excited to eventually end up starting my own business, because I believe in our community, we don't get the resources we need and the support, and we don't go for non-traditional jobs because no one in our family taught us how to. And when I was in college at Johnson Wells, where I got my master's, undergrad and grad school, so I got my master's there also. And I had a mentor, advisor through Enroads, who guided me for like 2-3 years. And in college, I was working at MetLife. So, this building my reputation, building a community around me that supported me, so that helped me be successful in my career. So I kind of wanted to give the same thing back to my community and to people that need it.
So you were the only person that went to Johnson Wells that did not go there for to become a chef.
No, I did not. I swear.
Oh,
No. Johnson West started off as a business school. It started originally as a business school. Culinary kind of took over, but yes, we do exist. MBA from Johnson Wells, from in Providence.
great,
So I
great.
live in Providence. I was born in Georgia, and then probably around 7 or 8, I moved to Boston. So my story is a little reversed from Andrea, where she grew up in Boston, then moved down south. So mine fully reversed. We actually went to the same high school, didn't know it.
Didn't know it.
Yeah, we're like 2 years apart. And then I went to a hair workshop that she did for naturals, because I had just transitioned back to being natural. And that's how we met.
Well, somebody's calling you while you're live.
I had my phone on Do Not Disturb, I swear. It's
Well,
not through. Oh my.
That they probably see it on your page and said, "Well, let me call her now."
I know,
So
right?
Dre,
Nobody ever calls me. I swear to God, like nobody calls me.
It's like, hello, surprise.
so Dre, how's everything?
Everything is good. So do you want my spill too? Because I've
I,
been on
I
here 1,000 times.
I just asked you how you were doing, Drea.
Oh, I'm good. You know what? Like,
Okay.
I really love Shamika's story. Like, I've been knowing Shamika for at least, oh gosh, I think like 6 years
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So, she has a great story. She's really dope at what she does. She's just an awesome person. If she wasn't, she wouldn't be one of my close friends, and I wouldn't be going to business with her. So she's
No,
really
exactly.
amazing person, woman, and I don't think she get enough props for that. So I had to say that.
No, thank you, love.
Okay. So we ready for the meat and potatoes of our live tonight.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
What
We are.
what is the Careerist Project?
So the Careers Project. So we decided to come up with the Careers Project because we see a need that was out there in the community as far as that people are not meeting their needs as far as a career wise and also life coaching wise. So we decided to come together and just bring our skills together as far as with the career coaching and life coaching because it
Mhm.
may say in the news, yeah, unemployment is down, but what people don't realize is people working 2, 3 jobs just to
Yes.
survive in this United States economy, right? So we decided to really use our skills to say, hey, let's come together and do a group coaching because we're both certified coaches and just not only focus on career, but also too, you gotta have the self-esteem. I always like to say the bravado to even apply for like a dream job that you want to go after, or just say, hey, I need to brush up on my skills, whether it's going back to school, getting a certification. Because I think a lot of times we think we got to get 50 million degrees, but as Black women, me and Shamika know we both have master's degrees.
Correct.
We're like the brokest, you know what I'm saying? And we hear some of our friends, some of our tribe members like, I'm gonna go get a PhD. But yeah, you still gonna come out making like $30,000 less. So
Yeah.
what we want to do is just to enhance the skill sets that's already within to help others, like not just be the shine in the world, but how do you navigate the workplace
Correct.
that may look different from you, and that's different from our parents' generation because our parents' generation, I can speak for my parents, they was on their jobs for 30 some years and retired. And we know they're baby boomers, and so we don't see that now. You see people job hopping and trying to find that right fit. So we see that need, and it's just very tough.
And I
For
want to like also say like in the Black community, unemployment is very low. It's not just unemployment is high, everyone has a job.
Mhm.
Those jobs are not paying the bills, or we are just not getting jobs for many
Mhm.
reasons. But we forget that everyone's like, yes, we all are making. No, we're not. We're really not.
Mhm.
We don't. We're unaware that we're not making it. So that's the scary part about it, and that's why we kind of create the project too, is to educate you.
Mhm.
So
So
you know the
give
resources
give
that are
so
available.
Shamika, give me a understanding of the project from A to Z.
Oh my goodness, from A to Z. So, like, I'm gonna piggyback off Drea said, we want to take a holistic approach. It's
Mhm.
not just career or life, it's both. Both go hand in hand together. We want to look at your life, look at your skills. What are you saying to your inner self? The negative talk that we give ourselves behind the scenes, or we have a mask on in front of like Facebook or whoever, but behind the scenes we're struggling, and that stops us from actually achieving our goals. So we really want to dig deep in the inner person first, understanding who your support system is, know who you are. What if you don't have a support system? Who can you hire, like a coach or life coach, or who can you ask to be your mentor? So really going through that whole process before we even talk about how do you get a job,
Mhm.
because getting the job, like I said, retention is really low. You're going to carry some of that anger or those issues from one job to the next and wondering why you keep getting fired or you keep having to find a new job or the environment is not what you're looking for. So really just digging deep. We talked about how to dress for success, building your confidence, going through the whole process.
Mhm.
Like not just, oh, you have a job, great, we're happy for you, but can you keep
Right.
it? Are you really happy? Is it part of your purpose? Are you doing it just to pay the bills and it's really not paying the bills?
Mhm.
So really understanding who you are as a person and defining your own success and not
Mhm.
what social media is telling you, or your parents are telling you, your friends are telling you. I have some very, very successful friends, but I don't compare myself to them. Because, behind the scene, yeah, they may be happy, but they're struggling in other areas. It's going well, but we want you to have a balance.
So
In career.
like we were talking behind the scenes before we went live. One of the pitfalls that you guys may occur could be they're in a bad situation
Correct.
because they think it's okay.
Correct.
Right.
Like, I'm happy, my job just gave me a raise, I'm getting these hours in. I know Drea talks about wellness a lot. So I'm working overtime. I'm winning. I got a decent bank account. But lo and behold, they like really a check away from being the old SHIT moment. Like, how do you handle that, and how do you get to that person? Like, listen,
it's a process. I want to say, like, the buy-in. We talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
We can do positive workshops. We can, but like you said, it can be the trifling things that people pay their money for. But no one wants to the inner self. Everyone wants to run. If you're not taught to deal with who you are, or your struggles, or your challenges, you run from them. So, and you cover it up. So facing yourself and facing the unhappiness or the challenges, or trying to go to the next level, you can be very successful, but are you continue to grow and learn? Some people are stagnant, they're happy where they are. Other people are scared to, go back to school, get that education because of the confidence level. So we find it difficult to recruit individuals, and they will watch you. They will tell you how amazing you are if you see them in person, but they're not liking your posts. They're not giving you any feedback, but we are touching their lives in a way. I know I have clients who come to me when the house is on fire, when they want to ask for help. Like, they exhausted all avenues. They don't have any money, no support. Then it's like, hey, can you please help me? And I need a job like yesterday. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think I look at it as preventive care before you even get to the cancer center. You need to know what's going on with yourself holistically. And so that's why I always tell people to spend at least 20 minutes like with self-reflection, because the ish that's going on in your life.
Yes.
And when you need to get help. When you need to say, hey, I need help. But I think a lot of times people are afraid to ask for help because it hasn't been, an example in their household or their parents, whoever the case is. But you have to break old paradigms and like really create your own shift in your life. You can't just be like, oh my God, I got cancer. Yeah, but how did you prevent the cancer from coming? Because you didn't get the primary care that you needed first and foremost. I think people, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it, are functioning on a low level, low vibration, because I'm big on like energy and stuff like that. And also too, who do you spend your time with? A lot of times if you're spending your time with friends who like, yeah, we about to hit the club, we about to do this, and you penny pitching trying to go to the club, and you're one paycheck away from a major emergency, you have to really change who you surround yourself with, change your attitude. And I think a lot of times people are so afraid to like grow. In order for you to grow, you have to go through that ugly period. You got to go through that darkness. You got to go through the pain. It's like having a scrape. In order for that scrape to, pretty much heal, you have to leave it alone, and you have to just go through the growing pains. And I think a lot of people don't want to do that. They don't want to go within and be like, you know what? Yeah, I got some issues, because everybody on this platform got issues. We all got issues.
Yes.
But who's going to be there that's going to support you? Yes. Everybody's going to do the ugly cry. It may not be like in public. It may be in private, but it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to not be okay. And that's the thing that we need to have more examples of in our community. Like, yo, it's not okay. It's okay not to be okay, but how are we going to move forward with it?
Yeah, we always look to the people who are successful. It's like, oh, this is great. And we constantly promote them, we celebrate them. But those who are struggling, are moving up slowly, they don't get the recognition.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's that whole imposter syndrome, to not believing that you deserve that job, that you deserve, I don't know, that car, whatever the case may be. Like, you're just feeling that you're off somewhere, you're not good enough. So how do we help you become good enough? Or in your eyes, because everyone's how amazing you are, but you have to see it.
So you guys are doing this program online.
Correct.
Two different locations. How you guys gonna do it? Let's give us the gist of how it starts. What's going on? Sell yourself now. Come
So
on,
like how are
Shemaika.
we so
Wait,
how are we go
tell me.
because they already seen me like a million times on here.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so we're looking for a oh my god. Sorry. So we're looking I swear, never happens. Ashria. We're looking for a platform that something like you have where we can have a private room where we're meeting with individuals. We're probably do Zoom. We're trying to figure out how we're gonna share those broadcasts. But we don't want to we really want people to invest their time. I always say people don't value free. So we definitely want to make it affordable for everyone to join us. And since Drea left me and moved to Bama, we're doing it virtually, which works for us because we're in constant contact. And I have family there, so sometimes we might be together and from our classes, or we're going to make time where we can like do them together. And then also we want to eventually expand to where we can go to different locations and offer to other nonprofits that can't afford a career coach or life coach, but they need our services and their clients need our services. Yeah.
Okay. Dre, you got something to add with that?
I know.
No, everything, because a lot of times everything is what online. So if you have a phone, if you have a tablet, if you have a laptop, there's no excuse. And if we do meet live, because since Shemaika's on Eastern time, I'm on Central time, we also going to record it. And for those who invested into our program, they will get the recordings. And also too, they're going to also get growth work or homework. It's not like we're gonna be like, yeah, we doing the sessions, peace. It's like, no, you got to actually do your homework and do some research on yourself as well. So it's gonna work. And then, like what Shemaika said, you think about like colleges and universities. A lot of these colleges, and that's why I work in that field. A lot of these college students have no idea what a resume is, no idea of their posting on Instagram may affect them later on in life. So that's what we really want to have a program that's going to be actually virtual and also on site at colleges and universities, because these young children, they just don't know. Like, we grew up in an era without social media. So you're like, yeah, I did all my ratchet stuff before the camera. But these kids are doing all type of stuff that can hinder them for getting employed, or just even building networks or connections with other people. So that's what we eventually want to expand to, and it will happen. It just takes time to build a brand.
So y'all in the building stages, and eventually with Shemika's background, I'm quite sure she wants to get into like unemployment and be able to teach the program there and so forth and so on.
Yes, I'm trying to slow down. We're both overachievers, so it's like being patient with ourselves in the process of building our brand, because we have individual brands, but bringing everyone together. We have to learn to be patient and reach out in a different way, because who we want to attract, we really want to help. We don't want to have to chase people who are not committed to the program, but who actually want to invest in their time, in themselves, and take the time to build themselves up. So it's a process. But yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, because like a lot of times, you most likely are going to be dealing with somebody that just lost their job, may just came home from jail or whatever, or out of a situation, or just coming into the workforce. So they may have a lot of doubt on themselves. Like, I was working at this company 20 years. They let me go because they moved out of state. Like, this is all I know is manufacturing. Now I gotta go to another sector. That's a very good thing that you guys have started. So, anything else? I mean, the time is here. We're here.
I feel like he's setting us up for something.
No, I'm not.
I know, I'm like,
oh goodness.
I'm not. I know that Andrea Drea is a data person.
Yes.
So I know she
really is.
So I know she's always like, look, this was going on, Shemaika. This is y'all always looking at statistics and stuff like that, and being that you guys are in two different locations, you're seeing stuff that's going on in Boston, and she's seeing stuff in Alabama. So how do y'all like come to a meeting of the minds with that?
I guess because we have family and friends that are impacted in both locations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so we see it personally, or I felt it personally, for a person
Right.
who has her master's degree, and I decided to leave corporate and go into nonprofit. Like, pay changes, all right, and like you're struggling more. Like you said, you're living paycheck to paycheck. Like, yeah, I'm living my purpose and my passion, but is that going to pay the bills? So
Right.
I think we each have experienced it, and then working in the workforce where I'm like a drop. On one hand, how many Black people are in that office, and that's
Right.
going from corporate to nonprofit, and having to deal with the challenges,
Mm-hmm.
or even personal challenges of how am I going to afford my bills? Can I pay my rent? Because it's ridiculous high up here,
Right.
and so I think having that personal experience and also our friends and family having that experience,
Mm-hmm.
it works for us,
Right.
yeah, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of virtual coaching. I think the generation is changing where a lot of people don't want like face-to-face one-on-one contact. They'd rather be on their phone for like
Mm-hmm.
minutes, get the knowledge they need. I just had a bunch of freshmen come in to one of my jobs where I consult, and they're on their phones the whole entire time,
Mm.
notes. I'm like, oh my God, you type that fast on their phones,
Right.
it's ridiculous. So I
Exactly.
think the people we're targeting, they are tech savvy because of
Mm-hmm.
how they were raised. We happen to be that last generation where we got both. So I can work
Right.
with someone in my job who is 55 years old dealing with age discrimination to someone like you said who just got out of prison and trying to figure out life again. And I can work with someone who's overachiever, who went to college and still having self-doubt, and who can easily get a job but don't know how to navigate the system.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I work out. I'm super excited.
Yeah, it works out. I mean, like I have the privilege of living a lot of places. Like I spent
Mhm.
my last, I think, 6 years in Providence, where Shamika's at now. So I've seen like the disparities as far as with the workplace and who's in the
Yes.
workplace.
Yes.
Because I remember, I can say the majority of the time being in Providence, I've been the only Black, not just woman, the Black person, period, with my type of education. So that can be very lonely, and I think a lot of people don't know how they
You
can
were
navigate
intimidated about it
those
too.
situations. Yeah. And so, I have been affected by just racism on the job and just even a lot of discrimination with ageism, being young and having a master's degree at the time. Then, I live in Alabama. I lived in Mississippi for grad school. I lived in Chicago. So I lived a lot of places and seen a lot of disparities when it comes to employment. And also being a social worker as well, just seeing how everything is interconnected. Because when you don't have a job, guess what? You feel bad about yourself because you want to provide, you want to do some things in your life, like even though you want to live a simple life, but you still want to go on vacation, have some type of entertainment and downtime. So that really affects the holistic person. And I'm big on like healing the whole person. That also includes having a job. If you want to have a side hustle, what does that look like? But you have to be confident and have a support system when it comes to that as well. And I think a lot of people don't think that. They just think, oh, I can look on Instagram and everybody's an entrepreneur, but no, you don't know what that person does. Like, are you willing to be in that person's shoes to like get money by any means necessary? And if you like job follow them or shadow them every day, you'll be like, oh, I don't think I want to be in that position. So
Yeah.
I think we have to really be cautious of what we put out there and what we are willing to do, or we want to be famous, but do you understand what it takes to get to that level? So
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a for the audience's purpose. That was a quick plug for Drea's page, Brown Girl Boston. She had a two part series on why she left Rhode Island on there. It's
Oh yeah.
very
yeah.
interesting information. And if you live in Rhode Island or perhaps want to go to Rhode Island, I would suggest that you guys check it out. It's called Brown Girl Boston. She did a two-part series.
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
now, Shamika, this question is for you.
Mm-hmm.
How, when you see a lot of people that may come to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you know how high the cost of living is in that area,
Correct.
and you look at what they're working with,
Mm-hmm.
and basically their financial life is really upside down.
Mm-hmm.
They may think they're okay, but they're doing two jobs.
Mm,
They're really struggling. How are you going to handle it? Because in many cases they may need to move.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, again, like the people that I end up working with know that they're not okay.
Mm.
They know they're struggling. They know they need help because people usually wait until they're to that point where they have no other option but to try to find professional help. And there's a lot of programs out there that exist to help individuals, but they don't help them get out of poverty. It's like, oh,
Mm.
quick fix. Let's find you a good job. And I worked with refugees and immigrants too, who was like no English, like zero English, and having to find jobs for them that would respect them at the same time as a person. But they end up living in areas that are not safe. But they work hard enough where they are like, okay, this is temporary. Let me get out of this. Or, or some get comfortable because it's a community. So they support one another, which is really important, because unfortunately, you might not always find that job that's going to completely pay all your bills. So you have to learn how to budget. You have to learn how to let go of some stuff. Or families coming together and living together. And a lot of countries do that. They come together, live together until that family can move out. So you'd be like, why is there like 10 people in the house? Because they're trying to save that money where they can be financially stable to live on their own. So again, I kind of work with those people who are just like rock bottom. It's like I have no other choice, or I know I need help, and and it's usually confidence. So really working on building their confidence and then believing that they deserve better and they deserve more before they even apply for the job. Because you can get an interview, and this, if you don't show that confidence in that interview and believe in your stuff and know your story, you're not going to get that job, even though you're probably overqualified for it. But it
Mm-hmm.
really starts with you, the person, and believing in yourself. And like you said, the rate here is really like I placed people in jobs that got paid more than I did. I was like, wait, I'm finding people jobs and they're going to
Yes.
get paid way more than I can getting paid. And you're just like, what am I doing wrong? So sometimes it's that reality check. It really depends
Mm-hmm.
on the industry, what you want to do, and understanding that the financials is not going to always make you happy. You can get paid six figures and still be miserable. I know
Yep.
people who are just like that. So really understanding that you, again, defining your own success, defining what you're comfortable and how you're comfortable living, and then fighting to get there. So you might have to sacrifice. Like right now, I'm working a part-time job, I'm working my business, and I'm working another like 30-hour job, and to build to where I need to be. So you make sacrifices, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know what the end goal is. So if you're working
Mm-hmm.
two jobs, how do I get you to work at one job where you're financially stable? It's
Right.
all individuality.
So give us the information to sign up. Mark our name down. The Facebook group where you guys. How can someone get in contact with you guys? Because they'll be asking me, and I won't be able to tell them if you don't tell me.
Go for it, Drea.
So you can find us on Facebook and IG, the Careerist Project. Our email is careeristproject@gmail.com. We actually are having a master class. So, everyone, we love to have master classes. This is going to be a good one. It's $15, and we're going to really be talking about how to like really redirect and record the inner messaging, because the inner messaging can really kill, literally and figuratively, anything that you're doing that's going to be positive. So you can go on our page and check us out on that. And then Shamika has her page, More Impactful
Mhm.
Careers. And you can check me out, Brown Girl from Boston. I mean, even though me and Shamika, let me put this plug in too. We kind of do the same thing, because like I work with, even though I don't want to do adults. I work with college students,
Oh, they're
even though because I deal with adults on my business side. I work with college students, placing them into internships. So Shamika was in Emeralds. I work for Emeralds now. So my full time gig, I work with college students, place them into internships. So getting them career readiness. So for those who's gonna join this, like y'all are getting some dope. Not saying because me and Shemaika are dope. Yes, we are, but y'all are getting some dope coaches because like I, do this in my daytime job in my sleep, like doing resumes, doing personal branding, doing coaching. I do a lot of virtual sessions when it comes to my college students, and I work with, at 3 HBCUs as well, like help developing their career centers. So it's a lot of information that me and Shemaika have beyond our degrees, because people like to think, oh, you have a degree, you're so intelligent. No, like we've been really perfecting our craft.
For years.
So y'all been building your own personal brands to get to this point.
Yeah, and it's like an ongoing thing. So like, I can also go into that career field as well because I do like youth development, youth leadership, and youth career coaching. I've been doing that since I was living in Providence. So, whoever decides to come into our coaching program, is not like you're gonna get some idiots and we'll be like, I don't know, go do your Googles on that. Like we're gonna actually know how to help you. and you're gonna get the comedy hour. We're gonna be very lively.
Get started. Oh my God. You love us though. Keep it real.
So Shemaika, before we wrap up, is there anything you'd like to add?
Oh goodness, I just agree with Drea. I think we both have taken years to craft our skills. We're not just talking, motivational wise. We have the resources, the knowledge that you need to go to that next level. And we have personally experienced things. So it's not that there's like, oh, I can give you the book knowledge or the resource. I personally have struggled and went through certain scenarios. And had to lift myself up and not have a really good support system. Like, I had certain people, and the people that you think you can rely on, you can't, so we want to be there and be the support system that you can rely on. I do, like, I work with clients for my business, for my job. I work with those who are in domestic violence situations. These are some real life issues that impact us, financially. We try to separate life and career, but they go hand in hand. So we want to make sure you have that holistic approach, that you feel that you're good enough and ready enough to go to that next level.
So check them out, everyone. The Career List.
The Careerist.
The Careerist. I said the Career List. The Careerist. They have a masterclass coming shortly. Check them out on IG and Facebook. Like their Facebook page as well. And stay on the line, ladies. Don't hang up.
Okay.
And I'm glad everybody could join us tonight for this short but very informative talk. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye.